Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the virtual open day of the University of Nicosia. Today, I will introduce you to the University of Nicosia, the team, the international admission team. We will see the life at the University of Nicosia, accreditation, ranking, and the beautiful life that you can have in the island of Cyprus. My name is Ria Nicoletsi Morfidou, and I'm the Director of Admission of International Admission and Recruitment at the University. Now, the presentation today will actually inform you about the University of Nicosia. We will see the ideal destination, which is a beautiful island of Cyprus. We will see the internationally ranked and accredited university. We will discuss about our tuition fees, which is a very smart investment. We will see the International Gateway Center, which is for students who do not meet the minimum entry criteria and how they can get admission directly into the program. We will see the different programs and the different schools that we have at the University of Nicosia, actually more than 100 programs. You will get a taste of the vibrant campus and student life. And of course, we will discuss about admission and visa procedure. Now, the University of Nicosia is the largest university in Cyprus, is the largest university in Southern Europe, where we primarily teach in English. We have been ranked highly by the Times Higher Education, and we have more than 14,000 students from over 100 countries. We are located, as I said before, in the beautiful island of Cyprus. Cyprus is an island in the Mediterranean, and it's a crossroads between Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. Let's see a video about Cyprus.
In the heart of the Mediterranean lies a modern and thriving EU member state, boasting a rich historical and cultural landscape. As a world-class academic and research center, Cyprus offers quality higher education in fully accredited academic institutions, both public and private, across a wide range of traditional and innovative programs. What do people themselves, who choose Cyprus for their studies, have to say about their experience?
People ask me why I didn't stay in Russia to study.
With so many Russians living here, Cyprus feels like home. I study psychology.
I was always intrigued by people, trying to observe and understand them.
And here they are all so friendly.
And the beauty of this country, the mountains and the sea, side by side. My university is so contemporary. My professors are passionate and very supportive. I am considering an Erasmus exchange, but I find it difficult to leave this place. When I go out, I meet people of different cultures. We all live together in harmony and respect.
Yes, I guess I could live here forever.
The weather is nice, life is fun, people are great. I had no problem adapting. Had real support from my teachers and classmates. They all speak English. My studies in medicine are well organized and recognized. There are state-of-the-art labs and exciting research opportunities. I can even access lectures later through the university's electronic platform. We also get work placements. I really feel I'm gaining enough to pursue a career anywhere in the world. I love traditional Cypriot food, and I like shopping. Everything is at my doorstep.
I live and work in a place I love. I enjoy the Mediterranean climate. My favorite subject is digital marketing. It opens the door for many opportunities in the global market. This was really an important factor for choosing to come here. I want to pursue a career in marketing. I dream about getting my MBA and becoming a professional, designing successful strategies for large businesses, and Cyprus is full of them.
I feel lucky that I have the chance to study abroad. I'm building my future here where I feel safe. I prefer living quietly. Thankfully, there are different accommodation facilities to choose from. I don't spend a lot. Stress? Not really, no. I'm studying civil engineering in English. All universities in Cyprus offer programs in English. I've got scientists here who believe in me. My favorite part is the labs, doing simulations in real engineering problems. And I do my work practice next to professionals. Do you know how important this is? In my free time, I walk around the city, taking photos. I love the outdoors.
So, you have just seen a few pictures from Cyprus, the lifestyle, the beautiful weather, and of course, hospitality. Now, Cyprus is the safest country in the world as it has been ranked by World Health Organization back in 2017. Cyprus is one of the 3 British Commonwealth countries that belong to the EU as well. More than 80% of the population in Cyprus speaks English. Therefore, a student coming from abroad doesn't have to learn the local language, which is Greek. Cyprus has a very affordable cost of living if you compare it with any other country in the EU. We have more than 12,000 years of history and highly diverse culture. We have a beautiful and extremely popular tourist destination, but we are becoming an educational hub as well. We have a perfect climate and environment, a very healthy lifestyle, but most important of all, warm, hospitable, and welcoming people. Let's see the ranking of the University of Nicosia. The University of Nicosia has been ranked among the top 800 universities in the world, actually between 600 to 800. We are among the top 300 universities globally, and we are among the top 250 universities in the European Union. We have been highly ranked in other areas as well. We are 179th in the world among the universities that are 50 years old and younger. We have been ranked among the top 200 to 250 universities in the world in the subject area of business and economics. UNIC has excelled in the core area of international outlook, where we have been ranked 47th worldwide. The University of Nicosia also ranks 36 globally in quality of education. And the University of Nicosia is among the top 400 to 600 universities globally in terms of its overall social and economic impact. We have been leaders and we have been pioneers in distance learning education, online education. The University of Nicosia has been active and offering a number of distance learning programs for many years. It's not simply because of the COVID situation where universities have been forced to go online. And this is why we're among the few universities in the world that have QS stars. We have received 5 QS stars for QS Intelligent Unit, E-Excellence, and a unique certification by the European Foundation for Quality in E-Learning. A smart investment. If we compare tuition fees and living expenses of the University of Nicosia to another university in the UK, which has been at the same rank as ourselves, we will see that at the University of Nicosia, you have to invest less than half, less than 50%. We all know that since the UK have exited the EU, tuition fees for international students have dramatically increased. Therefore, we offer the same and even better education of half the tuition fees, a very affordable and comfortable accommodation, food, other expenses, transportation, they all end up to €20,000 which, as I said earlier, have the fees at studying in any other university in the UK at the same ranking. Now, I will introduce to you Janos. Janos is the coordinator, marketing coordinator of IGC. IGC is basically a pathway for students that do not meet the minimum entry criteria to directly get acceptance into the university. Yano, let's hear about the IGC.
Thank you very much, Mr. Morfidou, and thank you everyone for joining us today. I will now take you through the International Gateway Center and how the students can benefit from it. The International Gateway Center, IGC, provides academic support and opportunities for all international students studying at our university's first-class educational facilities in Cyprus. What the IGC does, it focuses on student success through a higher level of support for our international students during their studies at our university. Through the IGC, international students transitioning to University of Nicosia's programs and courses will benefit from additional English language and academic skills support, as well as dedicated support for the complete student experience. We offer academic and language support for our international students. For those students who do not qualify for direct entry into the university, the IGC will assist them in having a study combination of direct entry and preparation courses. The IGC offers support to those students who do not meet the university's minimum English language requirements, for example, IELTS 6 for undergraduate programs of study. This support comes in the form of intensive English foundation courses. Students who possess a high school leaving certificate but do not have the necessary grades or other requirements for regular admission can join the university's programs and at the same time receive additional support from IGC in the form of lectures, seminars, tutorials, workshops, laboratory work, and peer group learning, all this happening at the same time with the regular courses and studies. Here, we can see how it works, the student admission pathway. As we can see from the diagram on the left side, and after the initial student application, with an IELTS score 6 and above, and a high school leaving certificate grade less than the minimum required one, or above, direct admission to the undergraduate program can be achieved. On the other hand, as we can see in the middle of the diagram, with an IELTS score 6 and above, and a high school leaving certificate grade less than the minimum required one, IGC support can be provided for 1 semester, and this will happen at the same time with the studies of the student. On the right side, we can see an example of an IELTS score less than 6 and or high school leaving certificate less than the minimum required one. Great. Again, IGC support will be provided for 1 or 2 semesters depending on the English placement test results. And again, this will happen at the same time with the regular studies of the student. Let's continue now with our programs of study. As we said at the beginning, we offer more than 100 programs of study under 6 schools and 20 departments. We have our School of Business, our School of Humanities and Social Sciences, our School of Sciences and Engineering, our School of Education, School of Law, and our flagship, our Medical School. Career prospects. Cyprus is an ideal place to study and work, combining a beautiful popular touristic destination with a diverse labor market. Cyprus hosts the financial infrastructure for thousands of multinational companies, and Cyprus boasts the highest number of chartered certified accountants per capita globally. Employment experience is paramount for post-study career success, whether through internships, industry projects, or experience programs. Students are given the opportunity to find internships and gain valuable career experience through the expanding network of companies that cooperate with our university. Work opportunities for international students. For our undergraduate students, there are classic internships, industry liaison programs, European Student Placement Agency, ESPA, Erasmus Plus Traineeship Work Placement, IASTA International Internships, unique student assistance programs, placements for hospitality and tourism students. For our graduate students, there are across-the-board industry employment in Cyprus, traineeships and research fellowships, and EU work permits. I will now hand over to my colleague Andrea to proceed further with a complete student experience, and I would like to thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you, Yannos. Hello, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon. Now I'll share some information with you regarding the rich student experience at the University of Nicosia. University of Nicosia is what we call today a unique city. It is a modern urban campus made up of 20 buildings. It has variety of entertainment options. We have around actually more than 70 restaurants and different shops around the university, within walking distance. And our international student community, it has more than 14,000 students from more than 100 countries. Our unique residences, I believe, is the best student residences in Europe, which is we're gonna see them in a while. Upon arrival, our students they go through our orientation program every September, and when they arrive at the university, they have a continuous student support from our staff at the University of Nicosia. Also, every September, they have the opportunity to go through trials to join our sport teams and use our fitness facilities. Of course, throughout the year, we have social events and different activities on campus and off campus. And we also have student clubs. For example, the African Student Society, the African Student Club, which is one of the biggest societies at the University of Nicosia. We have students from a lot of countries in Africa. For example, we have Nigeria, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Ghana, Gambia, Kenya. So we have students from all over Africa. Students, they come together, they show us. They create different events on campus, for example, the African Night. They show us their culture. They cooked and they show us their traditional outfit. And of course, they organize trips around Cyprus as well. Of course, proudly, we want to say that the African alumni community in Cyprus is the biggest. It comes from the University of Nicosia, and our alumni, they work around the world, as the University of Nicosia's degree are worldwide accredited, and a lot of students, they work in different countries, and not only we have students that they go back to their home country and they work there as well. Students, parents, and whoever wish to know more about the student life at the University of Nicosia, they can visit our website and they can talk to our ambassadors. We have ambassadors from different countries in Africa, like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. So everybody has the opportunity to talk with them, to chat with them online, and get to know more about the University of Nicosia, and not only. Let's proceed. Yes, and here what I'm talking about. Students, they share with us videos and pictures. Every week they show us Cyprus. They show us the unique campus, and also they travel to other European countries through the Erasmus Program. And when they go for their internship, or if they study in another university for a semester abroad, they share that experience as well. The University of Nicosia's official student residences redefine a modern student living. There are three separate complexes, the Six, the U, and the Triangle, which are among the most stunning student residences that are ever constructed in Europe. It is the largest investment in university infrastructure in Cyprus. And our residences, they're 2 minutes walking distance from the main campus. On this picture, you will see the three buildings, the six, the U, and the triangle. Each building it has like studios for our students. The sixth building also has like shared accommodation. Students, they don't share like anything with other students, meaning like in their own studio they have their kitchen, their toilet, studying area, their balcony. So whatever they need, they have it in their own bedroom, and of course they have access to the facilities of each building, like the gym, the TV area, the studying area. And on the ground floor there is a reception and security 24/7 for our students. So let's proceed now with a short video about the unique residences. Now, I would like to introduce my colleague Panayotis Votsis, Senior Admissions Officer, who is going to talk about the admission at the University of Nicosia.
Thank you, Andrea, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Before we proceed with the admission procedure, I would like to inform you that we will be answering questions at the end, so feel free to type your questions in the comment section, and we'll try and go through all of them when we finish the presentation. Now, regarding the admission procedure for the University of Nicosia, here you can see the admission requirements for a bachelor, master, and doctoral degrees. Specifically for our bachelor degrees, we request a high school living certificate and grades or any other equivalent qualification, as well as an English qualification. It's important to note that in case a student does not have an English qualification, for example, IELTS or TOEFL, they can still apply to the university and take the English proficiency password test that we offer through the university online and receive the results within 48 hours and then proceed with their application. For master and doctoral degrees, we request a bachelor's degree and transcripts, 2 reference letters, preferably academic, a CV, a personal statement, and specifically for the doctoral degrees, a master's degree and transcripts and a research proposal. In total, the documents required to finalize the application procedure are a completed application form, a consent and health history forms, a copy of the student's passport, the documents that we just went through, as well as 55 euros application fee. This is step 1 of the process. Once the student applies to the university and is accepted to one of our programs, they will then receive an acceptance letter which will provide them with the detailed analysis and explanation on what they need to do for their visa procedure. Student visas for Cyprus, it's important to emphasize that they are not issued in our embassies or consulates abroad, but rather in the migration department here in Cyprus. So students must gather and duly attest a set of required documents. As mentioned, they will receive the information through their acceptance letter, but also receive detailed step-by-step assistance from our highly trained and experienced staff here at the university. Once they have all their documents ready, they just simply need to send them to us here in Cyprus, and we apply on behalf of the student at the migration department. And once the visa is ready, we will collect it and send it to the student to be able to travel to Cyprus. Finally, in terms of scholarships and financial aid, we're very proud to say that the University of Nicosia offers a wide range of scholarships and financial aid to full-time students in a variety of forms. Academic merit scholarships, which is based on previous academic performance, financial aid, which is based on socioeconomic criteria, athletic scholarships, unique academic family scholarships, and of course on-campus work-study programs. Again, let me thank everyone for being with us through the presentation. I would like now to introduce my colleague, Costel Tarata, which is a senior enrollment counselor at the university, and Andrea, who spoke earlier, the regional counselor for Africa, who will help me discuss a little bit more about the university and go through any questions that you might have.
Well, thank you, Panayoti. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you to the panelists for the very nice presentation we had today. And lastly, thank you for everyone who's joining us. Before proceeding, also, I would like to stress on the fact that if you want to get any sort of clarification to any of the information you have came across so far at the university, I mean, if you are in communication with someone already, or simply you are potentially interested in applying for the future, feel free to drop your comments below, and we will be addressing them one at a time. In regards to how the procedures and how every student will be handled in a way, basically, as soon as you are stepping foot for the first time at the university door, you will be assigned with a counselor, and you will be able to have at any time of the day conversation directly with someone, then they will be able to assist you depending on your case. Now, since I noticed on the drop menu that we do not have any specific questions, which I can assess only that because of the thorough presentation that the fellow panelists had before, I would like to introduce you to a different way of how we are handling the procedures, such as from the day one, you are being assigned, you are being allocated to a counselor, which will have all the communication from you from the step one, from the beginning until all the way up you are successfully registered with us here in Cyprus. So my colleague Andrea and my colleague Panayotis will be able to assist you with anything apart from the counselor you already have. But of course, as soon as you're going to be here at the university, we will be all able to help you in a face-to-face scenario. So I would like to stress on the fact that to be able to apply with us, it's going to be very easy. Just follow on the University of Nicosia's webpage, and simply there is to fill in a questionnaire, and in about 24 hours, potentially in the same day, you will be receiving an email from someone, or why not maybe a phone conversation, to be able to explain your interest and of course to get clarification to anything in regards to the University of Nicosia, whether that is just formalities, procedures, admissions, fees, scholarships, accommodation, of course, any type of information related to the student visa. Now, Andrea, it's our regional counselor, and she's responsible for all the students that we have from the African continent. Therefore, she will be able to, of course, connect with you in a different way. And of course, to be able to, if you need assistance, any type of different assistance, she will be able to link you to any of our active agents that operating on different cities in Africa. And therefore, they will be able to assist you on a face-to-face basis straight before coming to the university even. Okay, I don't know, Panayiotis, if you don't want to add up anything on the student visa formalities. I mean, the type of the documents we need in a little bit more elaborate way.
Of course. To add to what you mentioned earlier, Costel, you can do everything online now through the university's website. So once you fill out the application form through the website, it will automatically create an account for you on our platform, and then you can do everything online, complete your online application form. You can upload all your documents there. You will have a specific advisor assigned to you, which will be in contact with you very often to help you through throughout the process. Once you finalize everything, then you will your application will be sent for evaluation and receive the decision from the university. Now, once you finish with that part of the process, you will then be directed to apply for your student visas, which is the process that usually takes more time because, as mentioned earlier, you need to gather and attest a set of documents. Those documents specifically are a copy of your passport, your police clearance certificate, bank documentation that is needed, a bank letter and bank statement, either from you specifically or from your sponsor. medical examination, blood tests for HIV, hepatitis B and C, and syphilis, and chest X-ray for tuberculosis, as well as your academic documents. So it's quite a few documents that you need to attest. We will be with you throughout the whole process. We'll be checking your documents via email, make sure that you've done everything correctly. So giving you the green light to send them to Cyprus, and then we can proceed with the student visa application. It's important to note that the visa application is the one that takes usually longer. So it's not only the time needed for you to gather and attest your documents, but also the time needed at the migration department to evaluate the applications. So we usually advise students to apply for admission to the university at least a month and a half prior to the start of the semester, so that they have time to proceed with their student visa procedure as well. I can see that we started having some questions now, so we can go through those and then perhaps explain a little bit more about the whole process as well.
Okay, so let's start with the first question that we got. This is from Guru. Guru, thank you very much for joining us. And his question is, what is the stay back in Cyprus after graduation, especially for Indian graduates? Well, I don't know that there is a specific requirement in relation to the nationality of each student. Obviously, we do have students from literally all over the world. Panayiotis, if you can just give a little insight in regards to what's the actual time that the students are allowed to stay after.
Of course. As you said, Kostel, there's no differences between the requirements. It does not depend on nationality. However, international students that wish to stay in Cyprus after they graduate, unfortunately for graduates of bachelor programs, there's no opportunity to stay in Cyprus after your student visa expires. You will have to leave unless you are able to find during your studies an employer that is willing to employ you after you graduate, and then in that case they will handle the work permit for you. Now, master and doctoral degree graduates have the option of getting special permission from the migration department and stay for up to a year to look for employment. So keep that in mind. Again, nationality plays no part in the process. It's just a matter of the process in general for international students. I can also see that Guru also asked about the minimum hours of part-time jobs during studies. That's a great question. Students on student visas in Cyprus are allowed to legally work, and they're allowed to work 20 hours part-time, basically, when they have classes, and 38 hours per week when they are on holidays.
Okay, thank you very much, Panayiotis. And also for everyone, not to forget that we have a dedicated team on campus which will be assisting everyone with the residency formalities. So I'm pretty much sure that before the actual visa expiring, if it's the scenario, you will be provided with options by the responsible advisors. Okay, so do not be shy into asking us things, or if you are a student already, feel free to visit us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. Moving to a next question that we have from Sonal. Hello, Sonal. What all English exams are acceptable for meeting English requirements? Well, it's quite a list of examinations which are approved by the immigration here. If Panayiotis can elaborate on them, can enumerate them.
Indeed, there's quite a few of internationally recognized exams that are also recognized by our Ministry of Education here in Cyprus. Examinations like IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge examination, GCEs, IGCSEs, International Baccalaureate, all these type of examinations are accepted. Again, the Passport English Proficiency Test, which is offered through the university as well. The university is a testing center for the specific exam. In case someone does not have any of the other qualifications, they can simply just let us know, and then we'll let them know how to proceed with taking the examination through us online, and then proceed with their application. It's very simple for a small fee of 40 euros. So yeah, quite a few examinations. If you're not sure, if you have one and you're not sure if it's accepted or not, we can have a look at it and let you know specifically.
Yeah, so for that scenario, Sonal, you can always keep in touch with your advisor, whoever is going to be responsible for your file, for your application, I'm pretty much sure that we will be providing you with suitable options, including, yes, the password test, the English password test that the university acts as an examination center for Cyprus. So we will be able to put you through with the procedures if you'll be in the position to take that test or not. I mean, if you'll want to do so. So it's a simple test. That one, I would like to stress on it because it's a very flexible test. You can take it throughout the year. We are operating as examination center for Cyprus, which means that you don't need to do a month or before or weeks before examination schedule or something like that. It's everything which is done in a weekly basis, which means if you are starting at the beginning of the week with your application, I'm literally sure that by Friday or at least, you should have taken the exam already. Okay, so for this specific matter of English qualification, do not be shy, just ask your advisor, and I'm literally sure that you'll have an answer to that. Okay. Moving to the next question we have again from Guru. How can students extend their post-study visa or work visa or an employment, and how much extension would they get usually? Well, if Guru, if you are referring at how to extend a working visa, I'm literally sure that's something that is, it's a question that can be answered by your employer at the time, of course. I believe that there are some conditions which you need to meet for an extension to be made, of course, for the contract to be valid as well. And I'm literally sure that they will be assisting you with that. As far as it concerns the extension of your student visa upon graduation, that again, it's something which the special team designated on campus to assist the students with the residency status, they will be able to assist. And like I said, you will be informed approximately a month before. If you don't know about that, we will be reminding you that your visa is expiring, so we'll be providing you with options, okay, depending on your case. So I really hope that this answers your questions. If not, please leave another comment below. Moving to the next comment, we have from RK Visa Expert. Okay, hello, thank you for joining us today. You are consultants and potential agent. We will take note of the email address you have left us there, and the responsible officer with the agentship chain of the University of Nicosia will be emailing you with the contract and terms and conditions, of course. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, our colleagues will be emailing you shortly. Moving to the next question we have from Amaoge. Okay, hello Amaoge. I would like some information about working as a student in Cyprus. It is the same as in other parts of Europe. Well, in regards to other parts of Europe, I want you to be a little bit more specific. But yes, you will be allowed to work as a student in Cyprus. I mean, the student visa in Cyprus, the residency permit you'll be having allows work and study, as my colleague Mr. Votsis mentioned before. There are specific jobs which you can have as a student. Of course, we call those stress-free jobs. And of course, depending on the program you're going to have at the school and so on. So it will not interact or interfere in any way your hours at school, of course, your examination period and term and so on. Okay, so for this, it's something, again, which your counselor, when you are deciding to apply with us, will be able to answer and assist.
It's also important to say that as students not only have the opportunity to work outside the university, but also at the university as well. There's work study opportunities at the university. So we have our career office who can, if you're interested in working at the different departments at the university, they can, you can put your name down, and whenever there's availability at the different departments, they can choose one of the students that is currently here studying with us, and perhaps become a student assistant. In those situations, you will be reimbursed through your tuition fees, not receive an actual salary, but you will be receiving your salary through your tuition fees. That's making it easier for you to proceed with your installments afterwards. Just FYI on regards to the working in Cyprus question.
That is anyway, Panayotis, this is something which the recruitment counselors definitely will be mentioning about that through the process. So either that's going to be me or any of my colleagues who will be more than happy to assist. So like I said before, and I'm stressing with that, do not be shy on questions. If you are an applicant already, feel free to ask your counselor. If you are already here and deciding to apply with us for a future intake, feel free to ask now. Let's move on with the next question we have from Esther. So hello, Esther. I am currently taking a bachelor's in communications with a major in electronic media. Does UNIC have a course like this or close to this, so as to know when to apply to UNIC? Well, as a matter of fact, we have a department of media and communication. So we are offering the 3 types of degree possible for the time being, which is the bachelor's, master's, and PhD in media and communication. Of course, each of them coming with its own concentration. And yes, there is marketing and social media if that's your interest, or you can opt for a different type of communication, for a social communication. So yes, we do offer that. And as a matter of fact, since you are currently taking a bachelor's in communication, I would like to point the fact that we are accepting transfer students. Okay, so once again, your advisor at the time will be able to explain the conditions. As long as you are ready to join us, I mean, you're ready to transfer to the University of Nicosia or to submit an application with us, our next available intake will be in January. Applications are to be taken in up till the way, I believe, end of October or so. Of course, you can apply earlier, gives you more chances for you to take a faster answer and, of course, to put things side by side. Or if you're not ready for that soon, you can always go for the fall intake for the fall semester, which is school starting in September, with application deadlines roughly being end of July. Okay, so I hope that answers your questions. If you need any further clarification on that, please leave another comment below. Moving to the question from Amaoge, I believe. Okay, so it's a continuation question. I am currently gathering my documents for my visa procedures while waiting for my bank to disburse my tuition fees. Should I resume studies next month? Is there a lot late time for the resumption? Well, if you are a student of the University of Nicosia, I mean an applicant already ready to enroll, I would say, and on communication with one of my colleagues, one of our advisors, in that scenario, I'm literally sure that they have informed you about the formalities for the visa. So if Panayiotis can stress a little bit over the flexibility of the visa submission dates and what exactly which can help Amaoge with her question.
Well, talking about the fall semester, for example, that's the one coming up. The semester starts on the 26th of September. It's preferable that we receive your visa documents by the start of September, early September, so we can proceed with the application to the migration department. Because, as mentioned earlier, it does take time to receive an answer from them. So, if you are talking about the fall semester specifically, then do try and finalize everything the soonest, so you can then proceed with sending your documents to Cyprus. For future semesters, just so everyone knows, we have basically two intakes within the academic year, which is the spring intake and the fall intake. The spring intake usually starts in late January or early February, and the fall intake starts in late September, early October. So students that might miss one of the following intake, for example, they can definitely proceed and come in spring. I would also like to mention one more thing that perhaps it wasn't mentioned earlier, and that is that the University of Nicosia submits the application, the student visa application, on behalf of the students. As long as your documentation is done correctly and attested properly, there's 100% success rate in getting your visas. So please follow our instructions, make sure that you do everything correctly and on time, and then everything will be fine with the migration department, and you'll be receiving your visa to be able to come to Cyprus and study.
Okay, I hope that answers your questions. And of course, we do not want you to stress over the deadlines which are coming. I mean, keep in touch at all the time with your advisor, the advisor which is responsible for your file. We can still submit a partial incomplete application, considering the fact that if you need more 2 or 3 days or anything like that, we can add the documents after. But important is to get the major required documents, to get them submitted before the time. Okay, so just in case for you, Amaoge, keep in touch with your advisor. I'm literally sure that they will be assisting you through. Okay, now moving through with the next questions that we have from Jeremy. So Jeremy is saying, for medical students who graduate from Munich, what are the opportunities for hospital placement or employment opportunities across Europe and the world? Well, in regards to this matter, I'm pretty much sure that the medical school, your counselor at the medical school, can help you with the matter. I know for a fact that they do have work placements, so it's best that you get in touch with your counselor, okay, with whoever was responsible for your application throughout the year, since you are one of our graduates. And in that matter, I'm literally sure that they will be able to put you through with any availabilities that they have in Europe or anywhere else abroad. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. I don't know if Panayotis, you'd like to point something out here, or
I would like to point out that the university's medical school collaborates with different hospitals globally, not just in Cyprus, in Israel, in the USA, in Canada. So there are many opportunities after you finish your medicine degree in Cyprus to do your placement in one of the hospitals that we collaborate with. Employment opportunities are very high in terms of the graduates for the medical school, and actually the employment rate for our medical school graduates is, if I'm not mistaken, more than 99%. So it's a great program, as we mentioned earlier. It's our flagship program. So for anyone that's interested, feel free to get in touch with us. We'll get you in touch with our medical school, who will help you according to what your needs are.
Yeah, I'm literally sure that you'll be getting an answer to that straight from the responsible officer from the medical school. Like I said, there is such thing, so it's important that you are having communication with them as well. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Moving further, we have a question from Sifas. It's asking, what are the living expenses per annum? Well, this is kind of a depending question, because of course the students, they have two options while they are with us. Either you can opt for the campus accommodation, so that will be a specific amount which you can actually see yourself on the website. But the student also have the chance to live on its own, I mean in the outside of the city campus, perhaps by renting a flat, by renting a studio, or being in a shared accommodation. So that's literally, it depends from the student's need. I mean, I could say from my experience and service conducted over the students across the years, that someone can spend on accommodation and living expenses from as little as 6,000, 7,000 euro per annum, and can go to as much as one can spend. I mean, we have students which they have their own, they were living alone and they were renting their own flats. So it's not like a threshold somewhere that you need to have the specific amount. It depends, of course, on what you are looking for. If you want to live in shared accommodation, we have, of course, an accommodation office, an accommodation department that they will be able to list all the available options on behalf of the university, and they will be able to assist you with formalities and so. And you have to contact those to give you exact amounts, exact possibilities, so what communications and contacts we have the real estate firms here in Cyprus as well for outside of the campus accommodation. And for the university residents, you can simply see that on the university webpage. Okay, but this is literally something depending entirely on you. I don't know if Andrea or Panayotis, you would like to add anything on that, but this is more or less depending on the student's need individually.
I completely agree with Gostel. Yes, it's completely up to the student's needs. The important thing is that there are many options available, either on campus or off campus, single or shared accommodation. So depending on the student's needs, there's always something for each one. So again, the accommodation office would be responsible for helping out with the specifics, but you will be able to find something that suits your needs, definitely.
And I would like to add here, Costel, that students, they don't stay only around the area of the university. They also live in other areas, and they use buses or bicycles to come to the university. There are buses like every 30 minutes that comes like from the campus. Like there's different like bus stations around the university that they can use. So,
and of course, to mention on that, the students get a specific rate for the buses, okay, because they are students, so we will be able to assist with that.
Of course.
And in regards to this, it's very, very important. One thing which came across in my experience as a counselor, I heard from different students, we will not force you to stay in specific accommodation, okay? You have your own option, which means that we have a designated office to assist you with that, which means that you are not forced or bound by any way to live at the university residences if you are a student of ours. The sky is the limit in regards to accommodation. Moving further to a next question that we have from Esther. So, do you offer placement after course completion in Cyprus, or do I have to go back to Kenya for industrial attachment? Okay, or internship, you mean? All right. Well, in this regards, I would like to invite Mr. Votsis to assist to this question, please.
Of course.
With working placements.
Hi, Esther. There are internship opportunities through specific programs, of course, mostly that are already in place. Any internships that we might have along the way as well. I mean, I don't know what the options will be when you graduate in 4 years' time. So that is something that we will definitely discuss with your program coordinator and your advisors and see what opportunities you have at the time in terms of internships. I can also see that you also want to know whether we allow credit transfer. It's definitely something that we allow. We can receive transcript from other accredited institutions and transfer credits. They will go through a credit transfer evaluation, of course, and then transfer credits that are transferable to our degrees here, so that you can perhaps finish in less time than the required one.
And allow me to add here that a lot of students, they're not only exploring the opportunities in Cyprus, but they're exploring the opportunities in Europe as well through our the Erasmus program, which is mobility program. Our Erasmus department, they assist all the students at the University of Nicosia that wish to go for either one semester like to another university to study, or for their internships abroad. The internships that they're doing, like while they're studying at the university, they do it like maximum for like 3 months during the summer period, from like June until end of August. But most of the students, what they like to do is they go for those internships after graduation, because that allows them to go up to 12 months. We have a lot of students talking about right now. For African students that I know, they've traveled like to countries like Portugal, Germany, Greece, even like UK. So the opportunities are right there. So if they meet the minimum criteria to enter this program, which are not like high criteria, yes, they can proceed. And the interesting part about this program, about this opportunity, is like the Erasmus program offers them funds for their living expenses in the other country. So I always encourage like the students to take this opportunity to explore other countries as well, not only Cyprus.
Okay, I hope that answers in a way your question, Esther. I noticed that you left below additional that you are currently in your 3rd year. Okay, so basically there are, of course, some terms and conditions in regards to credit transfer. First things first, you must be a successfully admitted student of the University of Nicosia, for which, of course, your advisor will be guiding you through what is needed. Like Mr. Votsis mentioned, there are some documents which you'll be needing on top of the documents that you got for admission for credit transfer, such as transcripts, curriculum or syllabus, or course description, depending on the case, from your university. Okay, so we will be able to assess that together with the Registrar Office of the University of Nicosia, and we will be answering to you, of course, in approximately a week or so. You'll have an answer of how many credits, number of credits would be transferable on your situation. Generally, I believe students can transfer in up to 2 years, so up to half of the degree. That's, I think, a general rule in terms of transfer students. You have to complete the degree at least halfway through at our university, which means, for example, in a hypothetical scenario, if you are already completed third year and you'd like to join us, in the best case scenario, you will have transferred 2 years. So it means you have to do another 2 years with us. I hope that this clarifies to you. Once again, if you are one of our applicants, feel free to discuss this with your advisor further. Okay, so anything else that needs to be clarified for you, Esther, or for anyone else here, please let us know. Now, I don't see any further questions for the time being. So I don't know if, Andrea, you'd like to add anything or anything that can put the students potentially to a connection with an agent? Anyone yes.
I would like for Panagiotis to explain to our audience how to apply for a scholarship in our university, about the percentages and how they can renew those scholarships. And also would like to mention the minimum deposit that an international student can pay in advance before they come to Cyprus.
Definitely. So starting from the deposit, from the second part of your question, the international students coming to Cyprus, they need to prepay 5,000 euros, at least 5,000 euros in advance as a tuition deposit. And then that amount will be used, of course, towards their tuition fees when they arrive. And from the second semester onwards, we'll be paying in installments another deposit, a small deposit to register for classes, and then 3 installments throughout the semester each time. Now, in terms of scholarships, the way students can apply for one is, firstly, of course, you need to apply for admission to the university and submit along with your documentation a personal statement, a scholarship request letter if you'd like, stating your reasons why, along with any supporting documents, salary slips, specific documentation about the reasons that you wrote in your statement. And then that will be evaluated by a scholarship committee and get back to you within a few days with the university's decision. As I mentioned earlier, we're proud to say that we offer a wide range of scholarships. In bachelor programs, we usually range between 10 to 40%, according to the reasons the student states and the supporting documents that they provide and the capabilities of the university, of course. For master programs, we usually go up to 20%. So there are many scholarship options, as mentioned earlier, and we'll be more than happy to receive your applications, and we will evaluate and let you know how the university can help you. I think we're having a few more questions now when we're discussing about the scholarship opportunities.
Yeah, I noticed that from Prosper. Prosper, I think the question that you're asking, I think that Mr. Botsis was just explaining. So there is a small deposit, yes, that must be paid as part of the formalities for the student visa. But before reaching that point, of course, you have to be a successful candidate. And I'm literally sure that you will be knowing exactly everything by the time you are reaching the visa formalities. I hope that clears. Panayotis, is anything to add on that?
No. I think we covered your question. It's a great program that you're interested in studying in, civil engineering. So again, if you're interested in the coming semester, that definitely needs to happen faster because, as mentioned earlier, it takes time for the visa procedure to be completed. And I think this covers the final question that we have until now, at least. The turnaround time for the applications and what's the minimum visa waiting period. It takes usually 24 hours, 48 hours max to receive an answer for your bachelor application. And if it's a master application, a little bit longer, maybe 4 to 5 days, because we need to get the department's approval as well. Doctoral applicants, they will be receiving their answers on specific days when the departments will announce their decisions for those applications. So it doesn't take too long, especially for bachelor and master programs, but you do need to apply fast if you're interested in the fall semester. And the minimum visa waiting period, it's always difficult to estimate because it also depends on the migration department's workload. However, it does take some time, as mentioned earlier, so at least 4 to 5 weeks evaluation process time from the migration department. So students need to apply as soon as possible.
On this mark, because I see that Dr. Morfitu has joined us as well for the conversation. Welcome back. I just want to point out that for the student visa applications, it's always very important to not leave the application process till the end. Okay, we had in my experience, in our experience now here, we had student visas that were issued in approximately 2 weeks time or something like that. But of course, you have to apply earlier. I mean, a student who's applying for the September intake and the visa application is submitted towards the end of July, beginning of August, obviously is going to have a higher possibility of getting the student towards the end of August rather than submitting the application for visa right on the deadline, which is beginning of September usually. And then when everyone is adding together and piling up applications for visa, of course, the waiting time and the waiting period is going to be longer, in which unfortunately we do not have control anymore. Also important to know for the PhD applications, they specifically have their own deadlines. Okay, so if you are interested in applying for a PhD program, particularly speak with your advisor about that so you know for sure when is the application deadline, depending on your program. Because as an example, I can say that a computer science PhD has a deadline for a fall intake, for September intake, as early as end of April. So it's very important to know that. While there are programs such as the business school or perhaps the PhD in law, which the applications are going throughout the year and you can apply all the way up until the end of June or even end of July. So it's very important to keep communication by all means with your counselor so you make sure you are not skipping deadlines. Dr. Morfitu, you have the stage.
Okay, thank you. Guys, thank you so much. Excellent explanation of visa process, of applying for accommodation and so on. I would like to answer the last question and then I will summarize. If this is a Schengen visa, no, this is a visa specifically for Cyprus. However, any student that has a visa for Cyprus or a residency can apply to the different embassies to travel all over Europe, and this is just a formality because since you are a resident of Cyprus, it's extremely easy to travel anywhere in Europe. Now, a few points that we need to stress. As Costel has just said, definitely we do say that we need 2 to 3 weeks to get the visa ready. Around this time, we need 4 weeks. Why? Because there are lots of students that are rushing the last minute, sending documents, and it's not just the University of Nicosia, but there are other universities as well. Definitely, you don't have to go through a visa interview. You don't have to stress about that. We do most of the work. What you are responsible, either yourself or through your representative, is gather the right documents, be in touch with your counselor the whole time, and definitely the process will be completed very soon. As Costel have said, and Panayotis and Andrea, we try to give you an answer to any question that you have within 24 hours, maximum 48 hours, we're always there. The only reason that we might delay, that we rarely do, is when we're waiting for an answer either from the department or the registrar, if it's a credit evaluation, or Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Education, and so on. But as the International Admissions Unit of the University of Nicosia, we want to make sure that we will come back to you the maximum within 48 hours. You did ask about internship. There are loads of programs that internship is a necessary part of the program, such as hospitality, travel and tourism, business. Therefore, in that situation, the supervisor of the program will make sure that you are placed either at the hotel or any other organization in order to complete your internship. And internship is paid as well. For the hospitality, once you complete the first year, you can actually work full-time every summer, which will basically safeguard that a part of your expenses is covered while you work during the summer. However, Cyprus is not a destination where a student can say that I will earn and cover both my tuition, my living expenses while I am in Cyprus. We need to be honest, and we want to be fair with you. You definitely need to have the financial status to study in a European country such as Cyprus, and definitely cover partially your spending money while you are in Cyprus, either working outside the university or, as it has been said by Panayotis, at the university as a student assistant in different departments. Another great opportunity to travel and to work after graduation is by attending the Erasmus program, which gives you the opportunity to study for a semester abroad, to work, or to complete your internship. It's a fantastic program, and we have students, one of our student assistants actually, he has taken advantage of that, and he had He has been with Erasmus both during his undergraduate and his graduate program. So there are lots of opportunities. Additionally, scholarships. Scholarships, we evaluate the scholarship on a student per student basis. It could be academic merit, it could be financial, it could be sports, but every scholarship is evaluated individually. Living expenses, as Costel have said, it depends on your lifestyle. It starts from 6,000, approximately 6,000 euro per year, and going up depending and reflecting on the lifestyle that you have chosen for yourself during your studies. Through your application, you will have the assistance of the counselor, and Andrea is always there willing to assist. And we also have a student center now where we actually assist you and support you throughout your studies at the university. It's not just for you to enter the university, but we are really looking after you until you graduate. The university has a career office, the university has student services, organizing events for you to see Cyprus, to get to know other people, to get to know other cultures, because studying abroad is not just the academic qualifications that you receive, but it's a fantastic experience as far as having a student life. And we have the campus and we have the services to really cater to all your needs. And we have a student support center. You can visit, and you should visit our website to see that we do offer not just comprehensive education, but a very complete student services and experience as well. Now, somebody is asking, can I transfer credits from this information is information that you will handle with your counselor directly. Why? Because it depends on the courses that you have done, the program that you would like to join. And I believe it's not right for me to give an answer without consulting with the registrar. Costel, you want to say something?
Yes, just to point out in here, an easiest way for you, Esther, to check that is actually to open the Bachelor's of Media and Communication tab under the University of Nicosia's academic path, and as well the one related to the tourism and hotel management. Okay, and you can compare it easily yourself. Okay, obviously your counselor will be able to assist to that as well, but that's the first thing for you to do, and try to identify as many majors or courses which are compatible to ours, and of course if those will be valid, you can go ahead and apply for it. Okay, ideally you have to understand that you're moving from one subject to another one, but since both of them are having something in common, which is the communication, of course, and customer service, I'm literally sure that there will be an option to that. Yeah. So I hope this helps.
However, we have to stress something that already has been mentioned. When you are transferring from another accredited university, you need to complete at least 120 ECTS with our university. This is not a law of the University of Nicosia. This is a European regulation. In any university, European university that you choose to transfer, you have to do at least half of the courses at the new institution. If it's a bachelor, if it's graduate, you can only transfer 1/3 of the courses completed. And as I said, this is a common regulation in all European universities, accredited European universities. I believe and I feel that we have answered all your questions. As you have seen, the University of Nicosia is a high-ranked university. Yes, we are located in a small island, but it's a beautiful island that will give you the opportunity to study in Europe, get a degree that has excellent standing all over the world. The unique experience of studying with students coming from all over the world, being intercultural intelligence, which is extremely important in today's society. Tuition fees, as you have seen, is basically have done studying in other European countries, especially the UK. We primarily teach in English, only education. These are the programs taught in Greek. And we guarantee that from the first second that you get in touch with us, we will be there for you. We will assist you. We will support you to make sure that all the documents are there, they're ready. For undergraduate, we evaluate, and within 48 hours, you might have your acceptance certificate and allow us 3 to 4 weeks to get your visa ready. We start classes the 26th of September for the fall semester, and then beginning of February for the spring semester. So if you don't have the time to get the documents ready for the fall semester, start collecting them for the spring semester. We have rolling admissions, so you can apply at the university at any time. We don't have any specific deadlines. Through the presentation today, we try to cover all the aspects of the programs offered at the university. As you have seen, more than 100 programs. We have flagship, our medical school. We have architecture, engineering, English language, business school, which is the backbone of the university. I believe we can really offer and satisfy any student's need for education. And just get in touch with us or get in touch with your service agent, and I guarantee that you will enter one of the best universities, not just in Europe, but you will have a fantastic student life. So from my team, we are thanking you for being here. We are thanking you for attending the presentation, for having so many questions. Please keep in touch, and I really hope that we have answered most of your questions, and we have really given you an idea of the value of being a member of the University of Nicosia. And what we said is that once unique, always unique. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, team, for the fantastic work. Looking forward to hearing from you. So thank you, everyone, and have a fantastic day.